All right, folks, today's Reddit story from r/TrueOffMyChest introduces us to a woman who is dealing with her man-child husband. Want to hear how a bag of chips led to a marriage fallout? Then stay tuned and stick around for the update as well. Alrighty, let's dive in. I handed him divorce papers today over his Reddit account and a bag of chips, posted by Pristine Librarian 31. Obviously, it goes without saying it wasn't just the bag of chips, but hot Cheetos were my breaking point. I couldn't take it anymore. I had already had the terms of separation drawn up 6 months ago when during a heated argument he said, "We don't have kids, you should be thankful it's only me you have to clean up after." I kept hearing it in my head. Really? Thankful for cleaning up after a grown man 10 years older than me? He apologized the next day in detail and told me that what he said was wrong and that he doesn't believe it. Maybe it's just out of my character, but I don't think the things you say in those heated moments are just hurtful words. There's a little bit of truth in them. And then I found his Reddit account a few days ago. I accidentally saw the username when he showed me a screenshot. I tried, not to memorize it, and it took me 2 days to get the courage to look. There were tons of comments on NSFW subreddits, and there were also complaints about me and posts about me too. There was one post where he was ripped to shreds and called a piece of crap. Reading those comments made me realize I was nothing but a freaking idiot to think love can fix everything. I was 20 when I met him, and he was 35. I thought people were being dramatic or annoying about our age gap, because my single father who raised me didn't have an issue with it. But then I realized he was just the same type of weird creep as my husband. It was almost like my father pre-groomed me to accept certain behavior to make it easier for the other men in my life. Anyways, I came home early today after a rough day at work and found out my direct reporting manager had been K-worded by her husband. Then I walked in the door to see my lazy, filthy husband, and I told him what happened to her. I started to cry. He didn't console me, and he said, "We don't know what made him do that. Let's wish both of them luck and move on with our day." Wish her luck? The freaking dead lady? I tried to convince myself he just didn't pay attention. That soothed me for about an hour until I was in the middle of making dinner, and he complained that it was already 6:45 p.m. I told him he shouldn't be that hungry yet because he just ate half a bag of chips and left them on the table. So instead of helping me finish dinner, or apologizing and waiting silently patiently, or finishing the bag of chips, or just laughing it off, he threw the bag of chips at me. We've had 7 years together, 4 married, and he's never done anything that disrespectful because, low self-esteem aside, that's something that won't fly with me either way. The chips landed all over the floor that I had just mopped and swept. Whatever glare I gave him, it was enough to make him grab the broom in 30 seconds. It wasn't enough to make him at least check to see that it was all cleaned up. So when I finished dinner and brought our plates to the dinner table, I'm thinking, wow, I really spoil him. The entire time we've dated, I've always made his plates and brought them right to him. No one has ever done that for me. And then I stepped on a chip. It didn't hurt or anything, but I screamed. I'm not sure why. I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ran to the home office and came back out with the papers and pen, put them in front of his dinner plate, and walked out while he was yelling my name. I'm killing a burger and fries in my car right now and realizing I have to start all over. My life is done. My love for him is too. I hope I don't cave. I hope I don't let him convince me. I hope if I start to change my mind, I come back and read this post so that I understand this is not just a heated decision. This is something I need to do if I ever want a real freaking life. All right, this is already absolutely insane, but there is a lot more to this story than was previously said in the original post. So here's the update where you really get an idea of just how bad this man-child really was. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, yeah, I wasn't expecting this sort of reaction. I didn't even log back on Reddit to see all of the replies. I was scrolling on TikTok and saw my own post on my For You page. The algorithm is algorithming a bit scary. I guess my courage started growing when I saw someone's wife strike on TikTok soon after downloading the app during lockdown. Then I read the comments and found some sort of solidarity and finally realized I wasn't the problem. I really was just posting it so I could leave for good this time. I'm sorry that my post isn't very concise or thorough, but this isn't the first time I've left him. This is the 4th time, but it's the last. I'm done. I've been saving money since I left the first time 2 years ago. I'm not trapped with him anymore. When I left the second time, I knew being a housewife would never give me leverage in our relationship, so I got a job. Back then, it was just to even the playing field and show him I can earn my keep, but now it's literally my saving grace. Half our relationship was built on lies. He told me he was 8 years older at first, then 10, then the truth of it being 15 came out, that I've always tried to get over because people deserve forgiveness according to my dad, who's the only person I ever went for advice besides Reddit. I just want to know what peace is like in my own home. I went straight from living with my dad to living with my boyfriend/current husband. I can comfortably take blame for how my marriage is and how my life is. My dad may have conditioned me and started a lot of it, but I'm old enough to have put my foot down a long time ago. My husband and my father are the only two men I've ever had any type of relationship with, and I'm 27. Sure, I was taught growing up that when men are around, don't make eye contact and keep my head down. And I did it always because good girls listen, which is what I was taught and all I ever knew. How did I allow both of them to alienate me from the world? 2 years ago, a woman my age, I think, asked for a tampon in the bathroom, and I gave her one. We had a 5-minute conversation of girl talk that I gushed over. I played it over and over for months until I realized it was absolutely insane. All she did was ask me what my favorite coffee order was, said I was pretty, and that she loved my handmade earrings. I had an extra pair in my car and gave them to her, and she hugged me. That was it. But I held on to those 5 minutes because it was the last time I had an interaction with a human being that didn't leave me feeling empty. I should have left for good when he told me that getting a master's degree is for men. I should have left when I picked up woodworking and simple robotics as hobbies, and he told me that I might be transgender, and that he can't be attracted to a woman that wants to be a man. I'm not trans or transphobic, I just like the smell of freshly sawed wood and making new things. I should have left when I got accepted into the best university in the state, and he told me that women would be happier if they stopped trying to compete with men. I should have left when my dad died, and he told me I wasn't upset enough about the man who would choke me over burnt food, and that dinner was not correct at 11 years old. Our relationship got considerably worse after the wedding, when I told him everything my dad had done. I should have left when I got groped at a concert and he bought the guy a drink later. I should have left when his friends said things about my body, and he just joined in, and later told me I shouldn't complain and enjoy the attention while it lasts. I should have left when I told him I wasn't sure if I wanted kids, and he told me I wasn't a real woman if I didn't want them. I should have left when he admitted to having his fellow officers follow me and show up to my job to make sure I was actually where I said I was. I should have left when he gave me the silent treatment for a month when I told him it was controlling and would only communicate via sticky notes. I should have left when I caught him sending nudes to a 19-year-old. I definitely should have left him when the same girl replied to his nude photos and called him a loser, and she felt bad for his wife. Besides being predatory, that one was quite frankly just embarrassing. I guess the reason I stayed so long is that he makes it seem like he's trying. After I caught him sexting, he immediately signed up for sex addict therapy. When he said things that were hateful towards women, I would then see videos in his YouTube watch history about unlearning sexism. Watched all the way through. I would think, hey, at least that's way more than my dad ever did. Hey, at least he doesn't hit me. Hey, at least he brings me flowers and takes me on dates often. Men are just men, I was told. Men have to be respected, I was told. Your husband deserves full trust, I thought. To this day, I'm not sure if he did these to please me temporarily or because he meant it and at least half tried. I made the mistake of not leaving at least 100 times. I will never make that mistake again. He texted and called nonstop after I left. I went back to our home, his house, to get necessities with headphones on, and he came out of nowhere and snatched them off my head and destroyed them. They were AirPod Maxes I had just bought. I just kept packing and ignored everything he said until I realized my passport was gone. He won't admit it, but he 100% has it. I know it. He wouldn't sign the papers. We argued a bit, and I finally just said it. I don't love you anymore. I can't love someone like you. I'm a grown woman now, and I don't want to be with you anymore. He countered with, you can't survive without me. I'm the only man who's ever loved you. You don't have anything without me. I'm the breadwinner. This is my house. You have no money, no family, no friends. He's only right about the last two. I told him that we don't have a prenup, and if he keeps fighting me on it, I'll get half of everything. But if he signs the papers I gave him, he will get the house and all furniture, 3 cars, and 80% of the money in our savings and investments. I can walk away and start over. I want to walk away and start over. He, on the other hand, probably needs a retirement plan that isn't young women. It's more than he deserves, but I don't want to look at anything I have and be reminded of him. When he realized the yelling and threats wouldn't work, he tried tears, and I almost caved. Then I remembered he was freaking 42 years old on his knees crying about a 27-year-old that just wanted to be treated with love, dignity, and respect. I gave him close to a decade of my life, nothing but loyalty and love. When he lashed out in anger, I responded with love. I'm all out of love. I picked a random Airbnb over state lines so he has little pull here, and my job is allowing me to work remotely for now. I can already see a life that's actually worth living coming to me. I have a lot of legal stuff to figure out that will be a headache, but it's still a smaller headache than loving him was. I don't think I'll go back. Well, folks, it seems we've discovered the secret ingredient to make a grown woman snap, a bag of hot Cheetos. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the world's first ever Cheeto-triggered divorce. Because apparently, when you're a 42-year-old man, baby, picking up after yourself is optional. This absolute gem of a husband is out here living his best life, lounging around, leaving his chipped detritus wherever he pleases. Heck, maybe he's trying to start a new indoor gardening trend. Cheetos instead of chia seeds, am I right? Then there's the Reddit account. Truly a masterpiece. Nothing screams romance like airing your marital dirty laundry online while casually browsing NSFW subreddits. Talk about being socially active. Our Romeo here was truly exploring the broad horizons of the World Wide Web, one inappropriate comment at a time. And the audacity of this guy when he said, "We don't know what made him do that. Let's wish both of them luck and move on with our day," in reference to a murdered woman. Whoa, slow down there, Mr. Empathy. Don't exhaust your compassion reserves all at once. Oh, and let's not forget the grand finale, the Cheeto chucking showdown. This dude has the nerve to throw a bag of chips at the woman who just finished cleaning. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is. Maybe he was trying out for the world's worst javelin throw or something. But jokes aside, our heroine here, the survivor of this ridiculous saga, is downright awe-inspiring. She stood up to him, served him some raw truth with a side of separation papers, and took the first steps to reclaiming her life. We're all here, cheering her on, and chuckling at her soon-to-be ex's pathetic attempts to play the victim. So, here's to her newfound freedom and a future devoid of chip-chucking man-children. Remember, folks, don't let anyone treat you like free salsa. You are guac, baby, pure guac. Hey, wait! As always, don't forget to kindly tap the like button, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what you would have done if you were in this situation. Stay safe out there in that crazy world. Much love, peace.